So I think it was my 19th birthday, and a friend of mine got me the game Dark Souls as a gift. Now, I had never heard of this game before. Apparently, this is like the hardest game ever, he said to me. And I thought to myself, yeah, okay, how hard could it be? Very hard, it turns out. So I booted it up, got to this guy and went, nope, too hard. And for the next several years, I stayed away from that evil franchise and put it out of my mind. Then, this game called Bloodborne comes out. I see the trailer and start thinking, okay, this looks cool. And then this pops up on my screen. Oh, aren't these the same guys that made Dark Souls? But after watching countless glowing reviews, I decided to pick it up. This wasn't an easy choice for me. I wasn't making a ton of money at the time, and a new game in Canada prices out to around $90, tax included. If I got stuck 15 minutes in, I could say goodbye to that money. But alas, I bought it, booted it up, and got to this guy, who is the very first enemy you encounter in the game. The first. Oh, and you have no weapons. All you have is this dainty little slap. So I walk up to this werewolf-looking thing, full of vigor and determination, and it absolutely destroys me in like 2 hits. Uh-oh. I try again. I think maybe I hit him once, and then it kills me. Again. Dead. What am I doing wrong? Well, there's this dash move. So I try it and actually evade a swing before being mauled to death. And this process repeated for about an hour and a half. But after several controller throws, a slew of profanities aimed at the developers, and one rage quit, I beat him. I actually beat him. Now, after watching videos of people talking about the Dark Souls series, you often hear them talk about this sense of immense satisfaction after beating a boss in these games. And that's exactly what I felt. Beating this thing was a feeling of pure triumph. Taking a task that seemed utterly impossible and besting it. And that's when everything clicked. I knew how to play this game without a tutorial or a guide, but simply by overcoming it. And that's what I call the Soulsborne moment. The moment when you encounter a certain enemy that just destroys you over and over again. But death by death, you learn something about how the game works. You figure out the mechanics in an organic way through real-time scenarios. And it's genius. With this knowledge alone, I was able to go back to the Dark Souls series and beat the shit out of those games. I finally understood it. Recently, I picked up Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, the latest from FromSoftware, and I was thinking to myself, this might be the easiest FromSoftware game yet. I was getting those perfect parry one-shots. I was zipping around, taking out enemy after enemy with ease. But that was until I ran into this guy. The Chained Ogre. He had no sword I could parry. He was big and menacing, and he kicked my ass. This game should be called Sekiro Shadows Die 1,000 times. Just on the Chained Ogre. Again, I was struck with the thought that I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. He was grabbing me regardless if I dashed out of the way. He would fly down the stairs with this flying kick move that I couldn't seem to get away from. I just couldn't beat this guy. And then I implemented running into the mix. Basically, I held down the run button always, unless I was actually taking swings at this guy. And then it clicked. Learn the moves, keep my distance, find the gap, go in for a few swings, and repeat. As long as I was always running, he couldn't touch me. And when I finally beat him, he wasn't able to hit me once. Now, I don't know if this strategy will work for everything moving forward. I basically beat him last night, found the next shrine, and asked people to congratulate me on Twitter for my accomplishment. And this guy wasn't even a boss. Maybe I could call him a mini boss, but this guy was just casually thrown in with the rest of the lesser enemies. But I now feel like I've learned something crucially important about this game. I have a new confidence in my ability to navigate this world, and it's such a meaningful way to teach the player how to play your game. Was it tough? Yup. Was I swearing at the developers again? You bet. But once you learn what the game wants you to do, there is such a rewarding feeling of triumph that comes with it. There's a reason why so many reviewers would say, yeah, it's kinda like Dark Souls when talking about a game. It's because so many devs tried to emulate that feeling, though very rarely do any games of the like even come close to the real thing. How FromSoftware execute when it comes to teaching you how to play these games is simply masterful. Sometimes it seems unfair or cheap or just straight up bullshit. But that's because you aren't listening to what the game is telling you. Observe, adapt, overcome, move on to the next thing. You might even learn something about yourself.